Hi guys, it's Shar. Welcome back to my channel, Crafting Up a Storm. Today I'm once again part of the 5 Under 5 challenge hosted by Missi at Crafty Cove and Emily at Farm Charm Chic. This month I have the honor of guest hosting. I have more about this challenge and all the links in my video. This month's theme is fruit-inspired decor that you can use for your tiered trays. So I've got 5 small, budget-friendly, and easy projects, and hopefully one of them will inspire you. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Let's get crafty.
Dollar Tree carries several different foam blocks. The first 2 are in the toy department. The last one is in the school supply department. I like this packet of 4 because you get 4 for the $1.25. However, I'm going to set this aside and use this for a different project. I'm going to use these 2 sets that have the same shape. The corners are a bit rounded. I'm removing the dry erase circle from the larger square, and that one I will use Waverly chalk paint in crimson. The smaller 2 I'm using acrylic paint in a light green and a light yellow. It did take about 4 coats to cover those dots up, but I just painted and let it dry in between each coat. I'm going to distress with a dry brush using Waverly chalk paint in ivory. I'm just going one way on each side, and then I'll go back and I'll do extra around the corners and the edges. I am doing the same thing on the smaller blocks, but I'm using Waverly chalk paint in truffle for just a different distressed look. I will set those aside to dry, and we're going to make stems for our apples. I save the wire pieces from any floral stems that I cut off, so I have plenty of those extra little wire bits. I put a glob of hot glue on the bottom, and I'm just twisting it so that it kind of drips down to the bottom of my wire. I'm just going to keep twirling it and let it cool. Once it's good and cool, I can go in with Waverly chalk paint and truffle and paint it. And we have a stem. I also save leaves that I do not use. These were tulip leaves, and I'm going to cut them down and make them into larger apple leaves for my red apple. And I have some smaller leaves left over for my smaller apples. I used 2 different green colors just to have some variety. I took a sharp point instrument that I have, and I made a hole in the top of the foam. Once I had the hole made, I did go back in with other instruments and just widen that hole out a bit so the leaves would be able to fit down inside. I had to get a little aggressive, but I got it pushed in there. I cut down my stem so it was a little bit shorter, and I put the leaves in and pushed my stem in on top of that. I did the same thing for the smaller two, however, there was not plastic left on the leaves, so I just pushed a corner of the leaf down into the hole with my stem. And these apples came out so cute. I love how they look kind of like antique wood blocks. You guys let me know what you think. This is such an easy but cute project. I picked up a hexagon shaped sign and a heart block shaped sign at Dollar Tree. The hexagon, I'm going to make a pineapple, so I'm painting it in Waverly Chalk Paint Maize. I will paint the heart in Waverly Chalk Paint Crimson. I did need to use about 4 coats to cover up the decoration underneath with the yellow, and about 3 for the red. I picked up some foliage at Dollar Tree and these white flowers. I'm going to add some dots and dash detail around the edge of this will be my strawberry. And now some seed detail. I'm going to go around the outside of my pineapple with the same dots and dashes. I just didn't know what I wanted to do for the detail on my pineapple. So I went back to my plastic trick where I cut open a sticker package and laid it over the top. I did my design that I wanted to possibly use. And then I took that one off and did the other design I had in mind. This way I can see which one I wanted without committing to either yet. I chose to do the little V shaped for my pineapple. And I went in and covered it all in. Now I cut off the stems for my leaves and for my flower. For the strawberry, I took the leaves off the stem altogether so that they would lay flat, and I'm using 3 leaves in the corner. Gluing those down with hot glue. And then my flower will go right on top. I drilled 3 holes in the top of my pineapple so that I can put the leaf stems in the top so that they'll stand up. I'm just putting the stems in right now. Once I know how I want to arrange them, I will use a little bit of hot glue near the drilled hole to keep those stems in. I'm going back with some loose stem leaves and filling in the area around the top to make it more full and cover up the stems at the top. And there's my 2 chunky little fruit. Very easy and so cute. Today's video is part of the 5 Under 5 challenge brought to you on the 5th of each month by hosts Missi at Crafty Cove and Emily at Farm Charm Chic. This month I am guest hosting. I will leave a link to their channels in the description and also a link to the playlist. Be sure to go over and check out all the other wonderful DIY crafters. There's an awesome group, and you are sure to get plenty of inspiration for your tiered trays. Let's get back to crafting. I picked up 2 different size houses from Dollar Tree, and I removed the back off of each of them and removed the paper. A little bit of water and a little bit of scraping, and that paper came off. I also picked up a package of the wood planks. They come in a package of 6. One of them I'm going to make thinner, and one of them I'm going to make shorter. I did not do any specific measurements. I just eyeballed it. These are going to turn our houses into watermelon slices. So I got my stash of red scrapbook paper and my stash of green scrapbook paper, and I just found some that coordinated pattern and color wise together. I cut the house shape out of the green scrapbook and the plank out of the red. Again, I didn't make measurements. I just wanted to make sure you could see both patterns. Once I had the paper glued down, I realized I wanted to cut the corners off my middle pieces to make them look a little more tag shaped. And then I went in with an emery board and I filed down the edges of the paper. The tall house, I used Waverly chalk paint in antique wax, and I just rubbed it on and wiped it away with a clean cloth. The shorter house, I used Waverly chalk paint in moss, and I just painted it. Now I'm going to add some seeds to our watermelon slices. I'm just doing an upside down teardrop shape. And I'm going to do just a semicircle on the front. I did this to both of the red pieces. Now I'm going back over the top of it with some black acrylic paint and a very small paintbrush. This is going to allow me to shape them a little bit better, and the acrylic paint gives them a nice deep dark black and shine. Make them look more like seeds. Once everything's dry, I can glue my middle pieces onto the back of the house. I'm just using hot glue. I want to make sure to leave room for the frame to sit back on it as well. And I glued the frame back to the top. To add some more detail, I came in with some twine. I put a dollop of glue on one side of the back and added my twine piece and wrapped the twine around 4 times. And then added a very loopy twine bow on one side. And a loopy twine bow to the other side of the other house. And I like these. They're not specifically watermelon slices, but kind of a nod to watermelon. So let me know what you guys think. What you think of these houses. I saw these mason lids at the Dollar Tree in the kitchen section, and I thought they looked just like citrus slices. I believe that they are for your mason jar to add fresh flowers and hold the stems up for you. I'm going to paint one in light yellow acrylic paint and the other in light green. It did take several coats to cover up all the metal. Once I had several coats on already, I did come in with a very thick amount of paint on my brush, and I kind of just dabbed it on the front. I wanted to add some texture, kind of like the inside of a citrus has some texture. I let that dry good, and now I'm going to go in and highlight around the outside edge with some white chalk paint. And I also go around the small inside circle. Once that's dry, I am going to take my Sharpie and go in with my dots and dash detail. I went around the outside edge and around the small circle in the middle. You'll notice on the yellow one, I went around each of the teardrop shapes in the middle, and to me it looks more like a flower. Now I'm going to try on this one to just make a straight line down of dots and dashes down each section to have it look more like sections of a citrus, and it works better. I did go back in and repaint my lemon, the front of it, and I redecorated it so that they matched. Here's a closer view of those, just dots and dashes. Once that was decorated, I went around the outside edge with some Dollar Tree gingham black and white checked ribbon and a bow. To the bottom, I did glue one of the Crafter Square crafting blocks, and I used these chalkboard clips, and I took the clip off the back and I cut it in half lengthwise. On one I wrote lemon and one I wrote lime using my gel pen, my white gel pen. I added dots on the end of each of those words. And this is what I glued over the top of the block at the bottom to cover that up. Very simple. I thought these came out really cute. You can use any color ribbon you want. I think this project was my favorite. I picked up a metal blue truck garden stake. They also had a red truck. They also had them in signs for your garden. However, because it's on a hanger, they did have holes in the truck. So the garden stakes didn't have those. I removed the flag and the stake, and I also picked up these wooden sticker packets. I picked up 2. I colored them in with markers. Because it's raw wood, it's easy to color in with any markers you have. I used some light pink and darker pink for the watermelon and some light green and darker green stripes for the rind. Now I'm going to go in with a black Sharpie and draw in the seeds. For the 2 citrus slices, I made 1 lemon and 1 lime. I'm showing you the lemon. I did the exact same thing with green colors for the lime. I colored the wood round in with a light yellow color. And now I'm using a little bit darker yellow to add the details of the citrus in. I went around each section and then around the edge, and now I'm using a gel pen to add some highlights to the middle of each section, and then I go around the outside edge as well. I did the same thing in greens to the other citrus slice. Since the pineapples are already yellow, I went in with a brown Sharpie and added some pineapple detail. Now, since these pineapples are painted, you want to use a permanent marker to color in the leaves if you want to color on those. I didn't want to use the gold pineapple as glittery gold, so I flipped them over, took the sticker off, and colored them on the raw wood side with pens. I just used a slightly different shade of yellow and a slightly different shade of green for the leaves, just to give a variety of pineapple for the back of the truck. Once I had all the fruit stickers decorated, I went in and got some floral foam. What I want to do is have the floral foam be what holds the truck up. So I'm just going to cut around the tires so that the foam behind the tires will help hold the truck up. I did the same thing to the other tire. And then I cut a piece for the middle. I took a slight angled wedge out of the bottom so that it would lean back just a little bit. I'm putting toothpicks on all my wooden stickers. And now I'm going to clip up some green moss from Dollar Tree and glue that to the bed of my pickup truck. This will cover the styrofoam. I put the larger citrus fruit in the back and had them stand up a little bit taller, and then I filled in the rest of the bed of the truck with all my pineapples and watermelon slices. I really love this project. It came out so cute, and I can use it for future holidays and projects. You guys tell me what you think. I sure hope you liked these 5 budget-friendly, easy projects. Don't forget to click on the link and check out the rest of the awesome DIYers on the playlist. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing. I would love to have you included in my Crafty family. Thank you and have a great day.